You know, after you turn 30, your body starts producing less collagen. At first, you don't notice it, but then suddenly you catch yourself realizing that your skin isn't what it used to be. You start noticing fine wrinkles, your joints crack when you get up, and your hair becomes weaker. And at some point, you wonder, when did all this happen? I've asked myself this question many times and tried everything from creams promising magical results to expensive supplements in flashy jars. But nothing worked as well as I hoped until I remembered a simple thing I'd completely forgotten about: the broth my grandmother used to make. She always said that the secret to staying fit, being active, and having smooth skin is not really a secret at all. For her, it wasn't just a trendy obsession. She had known since childhood that these old, tried-and-true methods really do work. I started incorporating homemade collagen into my diet, and even with just 1 cup a day, I began to notice changes after a few weeks. I feel different. My pain has subsided. I have more energy, and it's like life has returned to my body. That's why I want to share how easy it is to make collagen at home. It's simple, affordable, and really works. I'll explain why this method is effective, how to do it step by step, the best times to take it, and what changes you might notice if you incorporate collagen into your routine. You can actually do all of this in a regular kitchen without spending a lot of money or buying products loaded with additives. It turns out that to maintain healthy skin, joints, and overall well-being, you don't need any cutting-edge technology. Just remember some old, proven methods. Listen to the end. This might just be the start of your journey to feeling better, no matter your age. By the way, tell me about yourself. How old are you and where are you from? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Before we dive into the recipes, let's clarify something important. What is collagen and why do we need it? Collagen is not just any protein. It is the most abundant protein in our body. Thanks to it, we have strong skin, bones, joints, muscles, hair, and nails. Simply put, collagen acts like a kind of glue that holds everything together. Without it, our bodies wouldn't be able to stay intact. Imagine a house made of bricks. If you remove the cement, everything will fall apart. That's how collagen functions in our bodies. This is really important. While we're young, our bodies produce a lot of collagen, which keeps our skin smooth and firm, our hair shiny, our nails strong, and our joints pain-free. But over time, everything changes. After the age of 30, collagen production starts to decline rapidly, and we begin to notice it. Fine lines start to appear, and the skin on our necks and hands becomes less resilient. Then the skin becomes drier, hair thins out, nails begin to peel, and joint pain may occur. We lose our former flexibility and feel less agile, as if our bodies are becoming rusty. Certain habits can also accelerate the loss of collagen. One of the most harmful is excessive sugar intake. Sugar harms collagen. It makes the fibers stiff and weak, causing the skin to age more quickly, while tendons, ligaments, and gums become less resilient. The second factor is constant stress. When a person is always under tension, they produce a lot of cortisol, and the body simply can't keep up with repairing tissues and maintaining collagen. All energy goes toward fighting stress. The third factor is excess sun exposure. We definitely need vitamin D, but spending years in the sun without protection can damage the deeper layers of the skin, leading to collagen breakdown from within. It's as if the skin is drying out from the very foundation. Another important point is a lack of sleep. Collagen is primarily renewed during sleep, so if we don't sleep well or get enough rest, our bodies simply don't have the chance to recover and regenerate. It's not just about age, but also how we take care of ourselves. The good news is that even as we age and our bodies start to lose collagen, we can help them produce it again. There's no need to buy expensive supplements or agree to complicated procedures for this. Sometimes all you need is to make homemade broth from simple yet wholesome ingredients, just like our grandparents used to do. Now that we understand how important collagen is for our health, it's the perfect time to figure out how to easily and affordably maintain its levels in our bodies. The easiest and most natural way is by making bone broth. For this, you can use beef, chicken, or fish bones. It's better to choose bones that contain marrow and cartilage, as they are rich in collagen. You'll also need apple cider vinegar. Just 1 or 2 tablespoons will do. This helps to extract the maximum benefits from the bones while boiling. Pour in enough water to completely cover all the ingredients in the pot. Vegetables like carrots, celery, onions, and garlic will enhance the flavor of the broth and make it healthier. For spices, you can use bay leaves, thyme, rosemary, or parsley. Add them to your liking. First, prepare the bones. If you want a richer flavor, roast them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Next, transfer the bones to a large pot, add vegetables and herbs, pour in a bit of apple cider vinegar, and cover everything with cold water. Place it on the stove, bring to a boil, then reduce the heat and let it simmer. Simmer the broth on low heat for at least 12 hours. The longer it cooks, the more nutrients you can extract from the bones. Once it's done, strain the broth to remove any solids. Let it cool down, then pour it into glass jars and store it in the refrigerator. It will last for up to 5 days. If you want to keep the broth longer, just freeze it. You can make broth in various ways. Using a regular pot is the classic method, but you'll need to keep an eye on it and occasionally add water. If you want to speed up the process, use a pressure cooker. You can make a good broth in about 2 hours. It's very convenient to prepare broth in a slow cooker or a multi-cooker. You can leave it overnight or set it to cook while you take care of other things. In this way, the temperature remains safe and consistent. Homemade bone broth is a fantastic way to get natural collagen and simultaneously reconnect with old culinary traditions that have stood the test of time and are beneficial for your health. Now that you know which ingredients you'll need, let's move on to the cooking process. On the day of preparation, everything starts with getting the ingredients ready. You need to clean the bones, chop the vegetables, and then gather everything together for boiling. If you're using beef or pork bones, it's best to roast them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes first. This will make the broth tastier and richer. With chicken or fish bones, this step isn't necessary. After that, prepare the vegetables and you can start boiling. Wash 2 carrots, 2 celery stalks, and an onion. Then cut them into large pieces. If desired, add 3 cloves of peeled garlic and any aromatic herbs such as bay leaves or thyme. In a large pot, combine the bones, vegetables, and herbs. Add 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. It helps extract beneficial nutrients from the bones. Pour in cold water until there are a few inches left from the top of the pot. Place it on the stove and bring to a boil. Then reduce the heat to the lowest setting so that the broth barely simmers. In the first couple of hours, skim off any foam that rises to the surface. The best way to make broth is to simmer it over low heat for 12 to 24 hours, with a minimum of 12 hours. The longer you cook the broth, the more nutrients you'll extract from the bones. A good broth should be thick, with a gelatinous texture and a pleasant amber color. If it turns into jelly after cooling, it means you've successfully extracted enough collagen and other valuable components. Once the broth is ready, strain it to remove any impurities and let it cool to room temperature. After that, pour it into clean glass jars with tight-fitting lids. In the refrigerator, this broth can last for up to 5 days. If you want to keep it longer, divide it into portions and store it in the freezer. If you want your broth to last longer, just freeze it in small portions. It's really convenient to pour the broth into ice cube trays first, and then once it's frozen, you can transfer the cubes into bags and store them in the freezer. That way, you'll always have ready-to-use portions on hand. Just take out as many as you need and use them as needed. Homemade bone broth is a great way to get natural collagen. Plus, you always know exactly what's in it. No additives or preservatives. Have you ever made bone broth yourself? Share the method you used and what the results were. I'm curious to know how and when you usually drink it. When your homemade broth is ready, thick, golden, and rich, the question arises, what's the best way to enjoy it, to get the most benefits? The simplest way to put it is this. Even just 1 cup of bone broth a day can make a big difference. But let me explain further. It's best to drink it in the morning on an empty stomach. After a night without food, your body is particularly receptive to all the beneficial nutrients you provide in the morning. Warm broth not only supports your skin and joints, but also gently kickstarts digestion, helping your body wake up and get ready for the day ahead. You can drink broth between meals, which is especially beneficial if you have digestive issues or often experience bloating after eating. This broth helps the intestines recover, reduces discomfort, and maintains stable energy levels. If you have trouble falling asleep or want to sleep more soundly, try having a cup of broth at night. The collagen in it contains glycine, which helps relax the nervous system and promotes deep sleep. If you don't enjoy drinking broth on its own, that's perfectly fine. There are plenty of other ways to incorporate it into your diet. There are many ways to add it to your meals. You can substitute broth for water when cooking vegetables or rice. Use it as a base for soups and cream soups, or add it to mashed potatoes. Sometimes simply warming it up with a piece of ginger or a pinch of turmeric can create a light, warming drink. The main thing is to remember it and keep it handy in the fridge. 1 cup of broth a day provides your skin and joints with much more benefit than a handful of random supplements from the pharmacy. If your stomach is sensitive or you usually have a monotonous diet, start with half a cup a day and see how your body reacts. Many people notice within just a few days that they feel more energetic, joint pain decreases, and digestion improves. Another tip is to combine bone broth with collagen-rich foods like eggs and fish, as well as those high in vitamin C. Together, they boost your body's natural collagen production. Bone broth isn't just a meal. It's a genuine way to take care of yourself. It's a way to return to what is familiar and natural for our bodies, something that they welcome and know how to use for their benefit. When you start drinking homemade bone broth regularly, you might wonder when you can expect to see noticeable changes and if it really works. The answer is yes. But as with any natural remedy, patience and consistency are key. Usually, the first results start to show within a week or two. During this time, digestion often improves and inflammation decreases. Many people report relief from heaviness, bloating, gas, or heartburn within just a few days. The thing is, bone broth is rich in amino acids like glycine and glutamine, which help to restore the intestinal lining and soothe the digestive system. You may notice a feeling of lightness after meals and an increased urge to use the restroom. By the third week and beyond, your skin becomes more hydrated, and your hair feels stronger and shinier. This is when the most noticeable changes begin to take place. When natural collagen is introduced into the diet, the body begins to heal from the inside out. Many people notice that their skin stops being dry, becomes more elastic, and gains a healthy glow. Hair looks more vibrant, falls out less frequently, and becomes stronger. Nails also respond by growing faster and breaking less often. After a few weeks, joints become more mobile, pain decreases, and a sense of stability emerges. Over time, collagen starts to work deeper within the body. It aids in the recovery of joints, cartilage, ligaments, and connective tissues. Many people who have experienced discomfort while walking or getting up for a long time notice that moving becomes easier and morning stiffness disappears. It often becomes apparent that muscles are getting stronger, especially if some physical activity and protein-rich foods are added to the collagen intake. But it's important to understand, this is not magic, and there are no quick results. You can't just drink collagen today and wake up renewed tomorrow. The body needs time to absorb the collagen and start using it effectively. The key here is consistency. Just drink 1 cup a day without skipping a single day, and do this day after day, week after week. Everyone has their own pace. Some people notice changes in just a few days, while others may need a few weeks. But if you don't give up and keep going, the results will definitely come. Don't worry if you don't see results right away. You're working towards something much more important, supporting your body structure, mobility, and inner beauty. If you're a vegetarian or vegan, there's good news. There are plant-based alternatives. You might have heard a lot of talk about collagen from animal sources and are now wondering, if I don't consume animal products, am I missing out on all those benefits? Actually, no, that's not the case. To maintain skin health, joint function, and overall vitality, it's not necessary to drink bone broth. There are plant-based ways that can help the body produce its own collagen. But first, it's important to address a key question. Is there such a thing as plant-based collagen? In reality, collagen is found only in animal products. It does not exist in plants. But that doesn't mean that plant-based foods are useless for our skin and joints. Certain products and compounds from plants help the body produce its own collagen. So you're not getting collagen directly, but you're providing your body with everything it needs to create it. The most important factor here is vitamin C. Without it, collagen synthesis is impossible. It acts like glue, holding all the elements together. The highest levels of vitamin C can be found in kiwi, red bell peppers, guava, parsley, strawberries, lemons, and oranges. A green juice with parsley and lemon is a great way to perk yourself up in the morning. Silicon is an important mineral for the skin because it helps produce collagen and elastin. It's easy to find it in everyday foods like cucumbers with skin, asparagus, celery, oats, and millet. A good habit is to add cucumbers with skin to your meals or drink a horsetail infusion, which is also rich in silica. Zinc is another essential element. It's found in pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, lentils, oats, and cashews. Zinc is essential not only for a strong immune system, but also for proper collagen production. If you're looking to try something simple and plant-based, here's an idea. Make homemade jelly using chia seeds and agar-agar. You will need a tablespoon of agar-agar, a flavorless plant-based gelatin, a cup of natural juice high in vitamin C, such as orange juice with added turmeric, and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. First, warm the juice and completely dissolve the agar-agar in it. Let the mixture cool down a bit, then add the chia seeds. Place it in the refrigerator to set. In the end, you'll have a rich textured dessert that will provide you with vitamin C, silicon, omega-3s, and natural gels that promote collagen production in the body. By the way, speaking of plant-based supplements, nowadays you can often find products labeled as vegan collagen. In reality, they don't contain actual collagen. Instead, they're blends that include the necessary substances for collagen synthesis, along with plant extracts and amino acids like proline and glycine in plant-based forms. If you decide to try such supplements, pay attention to the quality. There shouldn't be any unnecessary ingredients or hidden sugars. And remember, no supplement can replace a complete and balanced diet. The most important thing is to do it regularly. This way, your body will be able to produce collagen throughout your life, as long as you provide it with everything it needs. Bone broth is not a requirement if you don't like it or if it doesn't fit into your usual routine. The key is to be mindful about your health, choose natural products, and take care of what matters most. It doesn't matter where you get your support from, whether it's a bowl of hot broth or a herbal tea with lemon. What really matters is helping your body strengthen itself from the inside out. There are foods that enhance the effects of collagen. Now that you know how to make homemade collagen or support its production with plant-based remedies, you can move on to the next step. Structuring your diet so that collagen truly works for you. Drinking a cup of broth or making jelly won't have much effect if the rest of your diet is not supportive. It's like trying to build a house with good bricks, but using poor mortar or low-quality tools. In the end, the structure will still be unreliable. For collagen to be produced effectively and consistently in your body, it's essential to include certain foods in your diet. First and foremost, you need vitamin C. Without it, the process just won't kick off. Even if you drink a lot of broth, your body won't be able to utilize all the beneficial nutrients for collagen production without enough vitamin C. The highest concentrations of vitamin C are found in citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, and grapefruits. It's also abundant in red bell peppers, broccoli, which, by the way, helps fight inflammation, fresh parsley, and kiwi. The easiest way to get your vitamin C is to have a glass of freshly squeezed orange and lemon juice in the morning, or add plenty of greens to your salads and other dishes. Taking small steps is already a significant advantage. For skin and joint health, it's important to get certain amino acids, as they are the building blocks of collagen. The key ones are glycine, proline, and lysine. To ensure the body gets these, a diet must include complete protein sources. If you eat meat, fish, or eggs, choose them in moderation and try to opt for healthier options like lean meats, fish, and egg whites. If you don't consume animal products, focus on legumes such as lentils, chickpeas, and beans, as well as nuts like almonds and walnuts, and chia or flax seeds. They provide the body with everything it needs to regenerate tissues and maintain their elasticity. Additionally, don't forget the important minerals, zinc, copper, and antioxidants that also play a role in supporting your health. Zinc helps in the production of collagen, while copper is essential for its strength and stability. Antioxidants protect collagen from being damaged by free radicals. All of these nutrients can be found in unsweetened cocoa, spinach, Swiss chard, and berries like strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries. Eating at least a handful of berries every day not only supports your skin, but also helps your cells defend themselves. Even a spoonful of bitter cocoa added to plant-based milk can provide more benefits than it seems. However, it's important to remember that to make this work, there are things you should avoid. This deserves a separate discussion. It's not only important to incorporate healthy foods into your diet, but also to cut back on what hinders their effectiveness. For example, refined sugar deteriorates the quality of collagen, making it stiffer and more brittle. Alcohol interferes with the body's ability to absorb essential nutrients and overloads the liver, which is responsible for collagen metabolism. Ultra-processed foods packed with additives, trans fats, and excess salt trigger chronic inflammation, which is a major enemy of collagen, even if it's not always noticeable. Frequent sun exposure without protection also directly harms the skin and accelerates the loss of its elasticity. It's simple. What you support grows stronger, while what you neglect falls apart. So if you want your own collagen to really work, create the right conditions for it. Eat a varied diet and include vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in your meals. This isn't about trendy procedures or cosmetics. It's about maintaining strength and health as you age. By the way, do you often eat or drink any of the items mentioned? What of this can you try today? I'd love to hear your thoughts and look forward to your response. In this video, we discussed how to prepare homemade collagen, how to make it more effective, when is the best time to take it, and which foods help with its absorption. However, there are still questions that many people have when they first start exploring collagen. Let's discuss the most common ones. Can you take collagen if you're already over 70? Of course, you can, and you should. As we age, our bodies produce less collagen, which affects our well-being and appearance. Our skin becomes thinner, joints lose mobility, and muscles weaken. That's why additional collagen is especially beneficial in older age. Homemade collagen can support your body from the inside, providing it with what it needs for strong health. Our bodies work for us throughout our lives, and no matter how old you are, 70, 80, or older, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. One of the simplest and most beneficial ways to do this is by adding natural broth to your diet. If you already have noticeable wrinkles, collagen won't eliminate them instantly, but over time it can improve the condition of your skin. It will become firmer, more hydrated, and the wrinkles will appear slightly less pronounced. Most importantly, you'll feel like your skin is coming back to life. It will become healthier and regain its natural color and texture. Collagen is beneficial not just for your skin, it also supports the health of your joints, bones, and digestive system. Its benefits extend to the entire body, not just to appearance. Can homemade collagen be combined with store-bought supplements? Yes, that is entirely acceptable. It is perfectly fine to combine both homemade collagen and store-bought collagen supplements. Many people do just that. It's important to know that homemade broth contains not only collagen, but also a ton of other beneficial substances, minerals, amino acids, and electrolytes. If you're already taking supplements, broth is a great addition. And if you don't want to spend money on supplements, making broth at home offers plenty of benefits on its own. How long you should drink this broth is a personal choice. There are no strict timelines. Ideally, it should become a habit, like having a glass of water in the morning or going for a walk. That way, you'll get the most benefit. Some people notice changes in just a few weeks, while others may need more time. The key is consistency. Even just 1 cup a day or few times a week can significantly impact your well-being over time. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a way to nourish your body from within. When prepared correctly and consumed in moderation, bone broth typically doesn't cause any issues. However, if you have high levels of uric acid, gout, or specific kidney conditions, it's best to consult a doctor. Broth may contain purines, which aren't suitable for everyone, so in those cases, it's wise to limit its consumption. Another point to consider is not to oversalt the broth and to use good quality bones, preferably organic, to avoid unnecessary harmful substances. Homemade collagen isn't just a trendy fad. It's a time-tested remedy. It's suitable for both children and adults, doesn't require a lot of investment, and can be beneficial at any age. Our body is an amazing mechanism. It works for us from the moment we're born, and even when it seems tired, it still has resources for recovery. All you need is the right food, a cozy atmosphere, a bit of patience, and plenty of attention to yourself. Today, you've realized that it's not worth searching outside for what has always been within you. You don't need expensive creams, trendy supplements, or the tempting promises on packaging. Most of what you need is already in your kitchen, in a pot, in a simple recipe, or in a hot broth that nourishes you from the inside. Making homemade collagen isn't just about caring for your nutrition. It's about showing love to yourself. It's a way to tell your body, I hear you, I care for you, and I want you to stay strong and active. Collagen is important not only for beauty and youth, but also for health and freedom of movement. To avoid pain with every step, to climb stairs easily, to hug loved ones tightly, to carry bags without fear, and to simply live the way you want. Collagen is about the freedom to live without unnecessary limitations. And the best part is that you don't have to spend a fortune to achieve it. It's enough to just remember how our grandparents used to cook, turning to simple and natural ingredients that are always at hand. A bit of bones, vegetables, time, and a good mood. If you're reading this now, I want to invite you to try making such a broth this week. Maybe you've done something like this before, or do you have a family recipe that has been passed down through generations? It would be great if you could share your experiences in the comments. I'm really interested in reading them. If this video was helpful or inspired you to focus on something important, please share it with others who want to take care of themselves from the inside out. Thank you for reading and for choosing a natural path for yourself and your health. See you next time.